Welcome to Military Comebacks. Today's story dives into respect, courage, and truth, a reminder that appearances can mislead, and real strength often carries itself quietly. The air at Camp Sullivan was hot and dry, the kind of heat that made every breath feel heavy. Wind dragged sand across the checkpoint, scratching against helmets and sunglasses. It was a slow afternoon on base until Private Mason and his friends noticed the new guard stationed at the north gate. She was small, maybe late 30s, hair tucked neatly beneath her cap. Her uniform was spotless, posture straight, eyes calm. She didn't look like someone hardened by combat. She looked ordinary, too ordinary, Mason thought, for security at a base filled with elite soldiers and rotating SEAL teams. Mason nudged Cooper. "Hey, look who's guarding the gate. Guess they're recruiting librarians now." Cooper snorted. "Yeah. What's she gonna do if something happens? Read the enemy a bedtime story?" They laughed, assuming she couldn't hear. But her sharp eyes flicked toward them for a brief second before returning to the road, her expression unreadable. A convoy arrived minutes later. She checked IDs with flawless precision, voice calm but firm. Even the truck drivers straightened when she spoke. "Got that strict teacher vibe," Mason muttered. "Bet she's never fired her weapon." What they didn't know was that the woman had seen more combat than most on that base. Her name was Major Evelyn Shaw, a decorated Marine officer. After an injury during deployment, she'd requested reassignment, somewhere quieter. To her, guarding the gate wasn't a step down. It was a duty, protecting others while they rested. To the young soldiers, though, she was just an easy joke. That evening, as the sun burned orange over the desert, Mason and his friends walked toward the mess hall, passing the gate again. She was still there, rifle across her chest, scanning the distance. "Does she ever move?" Cooper muttered. Before Mason could answer, a black SUV with tinted windows rolled up. She stepped forward, hand raised. Inside were 4 Navy SEALs, dusty and worn from a classified mission. The passenger rolled down his window and saluted. "Ma'am. Good to see you again." Mason froze. "Permission to enter, Major Shaw," the driver said, voice full of respect. "Granted. Welcome back, boys. Heard the op went clean." "Yes, ma'am. Thanks to what you taught us." The SUV rolled through. Mason stared after it, speechless. Cooper's jaw hung open. "Major," Mason whispered. "She's a major." Shaw turned slowly, eyes locking on him. "Is there a problem, Private?" He snapped straight. "No, ma'am." "Good. Then do your job." Her voice wasn't loud or angry. It was steady, the kind that carried weight. By nightfall, the story spread across the base. The ordinary guard was former commander of Task Force Horizon, the Marine unit that led a dangerous rescue mission in Afghanistan, saving dozens of lives, including SEALs. Mason couldn't sleep. At sunrise, he walked to the gate. Shaw was already there, watching the horizon. "Ma'am. I wanted to apologize. I didn't know who you were." She didn't look at him. "You don't need to know who someone is to respect them, Private." The words hit harder than any reprimand. "You're new?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am. 2 months. You think this uniform makes you strong?" He hesitated. "I thought it did." She shook her head. "The uniform doesn't make you strong. The choices you make while wearing it do." Over the following days, Mason watched her. Always early. Always alert. Never complaining. She corrected mistakes with patience and met disrespect with calm authority. Then, during a base drill, an alarm blared, an intruder simulation. In the chaos, a truck overturned near the gate, trapping a soldier underneath. Fuel leaked, heat rising. Everyone hesitated. Major Shaw didn't. She ran straight in, barking orders. "Grab that jack. Cover the road. Move." She crawled under smoke and sparks, dragging the injured soldier out seconds before the engine ignited. The explosion blasted sand into the air. She shielded him with her body. When the dust cleared, she lay in soot, still holding his helmet. "Medic!" Mason shouted. She waved him off, coughing. "He's fine. Just a fractured leg." That night, they visited her in the infirmary. She was upright, calmly cleaning her boots. You shouldn't have done that, Cooper said. That truck could have blown. She gave a faint smile. It did. But he's alive. Mason asked, why guard duty? You could be anywhere. She was quiet for a moment. Out there, you forget faces. Here, I see every soldier who walks in and out. I remind myself each one is someone's son, someone's brother. Guard duty isn't standing still. It's watching over the people who'll someday lead. The lesson stuck. Months later, a brutal sandstorm hit. Visibility dropped to nothing. A convoy was stranded 5 miles out. Shaw and Mason rolled out in a Humvee, fighting the wind. She guided them through memory and instinct. They reached the convoy, vehicles stuck, one soldier injured. Shaw took control instantly, voice cutting through the storm. For 3 hours, she coordinated the rescue until reinforcements arrived. Back at camp, Mason looked at her in awe. You never stop, do you? She smiled. The day I stop caring is the day I hang up this uniform. The next week, the base commander awarded Major Evelyn Shaw the Silver Star for her leadership during the rescue. Every SEAL, Marine, and soldier stood at attention. After the ceremony, she returned to the gate as if nothing had changed. You could take a desk job now, Mason said. She looked at the horizon. Maybe. But someone has to guard the gate. As the sun dipped below the desert hills, the base grew quiet. And there she stood, the woman once mocked for guarding a gate, now saluted by heroes. Her story became legend at Camp Sullivan, a reminder carried through every barracks and training hall: respect isn't demanded. It's earned through actions. So before judging someone by appearance or assignment, remember Major Shaw, the woman who guarded more than a gate. She guarded the honor of every soldier who passed her post.